investor sentiment is something you monitor closely. How is that? I'm curious how that's been trending. Has it been trending slightly more bearish this month, or is it still pretty bullish? I know Brad had a stat earlier, but my sense is it's still pretty bullish out there.
It's very bullish, but it's tending a little more neutral. Not
Okay.
so much bearish, but more neutral. And I just looked at them again this morning, and just from the ones that I shared on our prime call on Wednesday, things have changed a little bit with the individual investors. They've become a little bit less bullish and a little bit more neutral. So, but still, everybody is still by and large, over 40% bullish.
And what level does that reach? I know there's an indicator for Mike Santolo is when things get too, he looks at the sentiment, and if things get too bearish sorry, bullish or bearish, he tends to go in the other direction. Has it not reached that? I mean, I guess not now if they're trending towards neutral, but is there a level you look for where like, this seems a little too overzealous?
It's not even so much a numerical level. It's
Okay.
more of looking at all of the sentiment indicators together and just seeing how they change from week to week and the kind of things that people are buying. That
Mhm.
probably tells you more about sentiment than anything. If they start getting really speculative, you're like, oh yeah, it's like, when before the recession, I was in New York City and the cab driver was telling me which stocks he's
Yes.
buying. I'm like, okay,
That was
time to
always
get
Tim's
out, right?
rule. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, like the sort of more modern day version of that was the meme stocks and
right.
February 2021. That was a tell like, oh, I think we might be running
Yeah.
out of time here on this.
Yeah,
And
and
sure
you
enough,
which
yeah.
yeah, you look at the stocks that are advancing and not just, sectors, but and they tend to go in sectors, but you look at individual stocks and see which ones are people really buying into. And I know that both Andy and Jacob both look at all the app options activity too, which I don't really know that
Right.
much about options, but those are big indicators of which direction the market is going in. But when you start seeing a lot of individual investors getting into the market and they're all thinking bullish, then it's basically run
Yeah.
because they typically are not good barometers of what the market is going to do.